Hello everybody and welcome to another NF battle commentary. I'm Bane and I'll be commentating on this 4v4. On the Yellow Alliance we have von Lipwig, Narcos, Rscarrab and Lukav, and taking them on the Red Alliance we have Flimmeister, RuzSkullen, Thorin and Starcy. This battle today is taking place on Numazawa. I think that's how you pronounce that. So as soon as my computer finishes loading, we'll see how this turns out. I'm sorry too, by the way, if my microphone is a little staticky. I've been having some trouble with it lately, and I haven't got around to getting a new one yet, but hopefully it won't be too bad for all of you. As always, feel free to comment, subscribe, like the videos, and hopefully we'll be seeing many more of these battles commentated by myself, Narcos, Von, and various other NF guys. Okay, now the battle has started. You can see on the north side of the map we have the Yellow Alliance with Von, Narcos, Rscarrab and Lukav. Von, we can see, has a couple of Yari cavalry units. No archers by the looks of it, just this matchlock warrior monk unit. Quite a few swordsmen and some Naginata samurai. Left of him, we have Narcos, who also has a couple of light cavalry units. He has quite a few peasants by the looks of it, lone swords, Yari Ashigaru, 2 bow Ashigaru, and a couple of katana samurai. Rscarrab, we can see, also has quite a few light cavalry units by the looks of it. 4. He also has quite a few bow Ashigaru and no spears, so he'll have to be relying on the rest of his team for that anti-cavalry support. And a few lone sword units. The light cavalry, however, do get bonuses against cavalry, so that should be okay for dealing with any small cavalry threats. And on the left flank, we have Lukav, who has a Yari cavalry unit, 3 bow samurai, I think they are, yes, backed up by some no duchies and katana samurai. You can see Lukav also has some Kisho ninja, 2 units of Kisho ninja, hidden in the trees on their left flank over here. And they're going to be, hopefully for Lukav, ambushing Starcy's troops as they move up towards the Yellow Alliance. You can see Starcy over here has some bow Ashigaru, some katana samurai, some Yari samurai, a couple of units of Yari cavalry. Next to him we have
Hidden
Thorin.
units, my lord.
Thorin has some bow samurai, quite a few units of bow samurai, 4 by the looks of it. Katana samurai, and I can't see the rest of his units because they're all hidden. We can see over here Starcy has popped out a bow cavalry unit on Lukav's flank. We'll have to wait and see whether Lukav notices that or not. Could be bad news for Lukav if he doesn't. Over here we can see RuzSkullen, who has quite a big army here. I'm guessing they're mostly peasants, Yari samurai, Yari Ashigaru, lone swords. Not a lot of spear units for Ruz here. You can only see 2 sword units, and again, not much cavalry by the looks of things. He does have quite a few bow Ashigaru, however, and this unit of light cavalry, 2 units of light cavalry. And then taking up the Red Alliance's left flank, we have Flimmeister, who again is hidden in the trees, so I can't exactly see what he has there, apart from this Yari samurai. Looks like quite a few Yari samurai units, bow Ashigaru, and we'll have to wait and see what else he has. So we can see the Red Alliance with Ruz here seems to be gathering on this right flank, while Flim, by the looks of it, is going to move down the left side of this stretch of water and try and flank the yellow team. Over here we can see that the yellow team is completely abandoning their right flank and instead is moving most of their force over on this left flank here. That could be bad news if Flim gets to their flank in time, but he does have quite a long walk, so if the Yellow Alliance pushes relatively quickly, they could end up overwhelming Starcy, Thorin, and Ruz before Flim can really get into battle. Over here, I've actually just missed the first engagement. We can see Lukav's Kisho Ninja have engaged Starcy's troops with their grenades by the looks of it, and they've done quite a bit of damage. You can see 40 casualties off this Bow Ashigaru unit, 20 off that one, off the Yari Samurai. You can see the Lone Swords have taken 20 casualties. These other bowmen have taken quite a few casualties. And Lukav's ninja escaping relatively unscathed. So, good news for the Yellow Alliance, first off. It's a good start to the match. You can see Starcy pulling back a little bit, realizing he's not going to catch those ninja, because his cavalry is still all the way back here. And he's now moving up again, taking his place next to Thorin. See Narcos over here is moving up ahead of the rest of the yellow team. Looks like he's probably going to take up position on this small hill here, facing the enemy. Although he's going to want to be careful because he does only have 2 units of Bow Ashigaru, whereas Thorin there has him heavily outnumbered, both in number of archers and also quality, with Thorin's Bow Samurai. Bow Ashigaru, in my experience, can hold out against Bow Samurai, but not for long, and Thorin does have quite a few of them. We can see over here, Lukav has seen Starcy's Bowcav, and he's attempting to chase them down. His Yarikav's taken a few casualties from those bowmen, but the bowmen quickly wavering after being hit in the rear there by the wedge formation. Starcy trying to retreat them. Oh, we can see Starcy also has 2 units of Yari cavalry hidden in the trees on this flank, moving to the rescue of his bowmen. Bad news for Lukav. Lukav's gonna want to withdraw those Yari cavalry of his, or else he's gonna get overwhelmed by sheer numbers alone. And
hidden units, my lord.
Looks like Lukav's cav gonna get caught here. Lukav attempting to retreat them, but it looks like Starcy's cav are gonna catch them. So bad news there for Lukav. Looks like his Yari cav there not going to be able to hold off Starcy's cavalry. So Lukav, knowing that he now has 2 units of Yari and a unit of Bowcav on his flank, is obviously moving up, probably taking up position next to Narcos, I would imagine. Rscarrab also doing the same thing. Von Lipwig also moving down over to this side. You can see Lukav's Yari has got away with relatively few casualties, but of course it does leave Starcy with a big cavalry advantage on that flank, and Lukav having no real other cavalry of his own. Of course, if Starcy does try to engage, Lukav's Yari Samurai will make short work of them, so he'll have to be careful there. Looks like he's probably going to hide them in the trees here and hope Lukav forgets about them. What else have we got going on over here? We can see Ruz is moving into position along with Thorin and Starcy. Looks like Narcos and Thorin's archers both kind of unwilling to move into range, with Thorin here maybe making the first move. They're just kind of staring each other down at the moment. Flim moving up on this right flank of the Yellow Alliance again, which is almost completely undefended. It looks like Robbie has left a token force here, a light cavalry unit, some bow samurai and some lone swords, but it's definitely not going to be enough to stop Flim's army, especially with these 2 Yari cavalry units Flim has, and no spear support there from Rscarrab. He does have these 2 light cavalry units stationed there, but either way, taking on those Yari Cav, he's going to suffer some pretty heavy losses, I would imagine. Flim, the rest of his army, we can see now, consists of quite a few Yari units. 4 samurai, sorry, and a unit of Ashigaru, backed up by a couple of bow Ashigaru, and some katana samurai there. Over here, so we can see Narcos and Thorin still haven't engaged in their archer battle yet, though that looks set to start any second now. We'll soon see some action here,
Hidden units, my lord.
I hope.
Treacherously meant to
A lot of
ambush
maneuvering
us.
at the moment. The battle seems to be taking a fair while to actually get going, apart from those small skirmishes between Lukav and Starcy. But that's kind of to be expected, I guess. I mean, this map, there's only 2 real ways you can go at the enemy. I mean, you have this little section over here, which you can flank through, but it's not really viable to move your whole army through there in a 4v4. I mean, you could, and try and flank the enemy, but you're going to leave your teammates' front here, main front, significantly weakened. So we can see Starcy here has, hidden his Yari cavalry. His bow cavalry is still sitting here out in the open. They obviously rallied themselves, taken light casualties, 20 casualties, but that could be a significant threat for Lukav later on in the match, if he doesn't leave units there to defend against it. You can see over here that Flimmeister has his Yari cavalry units hidden. Rscarrab has moved his troops, taken up a more defensive position aimed at Flimmeister. But those lone swords at the front are going to do some pretty bad damage if they get hit by that Yari cavalry. Looks like Flim not rushing in there, waiting for the rest of his army to move up on this hill here. We can see over here Narcos and Thorin exchanging shots here. Thorin's bow samurai using their flaming arrows and slaughtering those bow Ashigaru. 40 casualties for each unit already. Though the bow Ashigaru not doing too bad themselves. This bow samurai unit on the left here taking quite heavy losses. The other ones on this flank not so much, but still the Ashigaru doing some decent damage. We can see also Narcos here has some bow warrior monks, who also, I'm assuming they're contributing greatly to the casualties on the bow samurai unit on Thorin's right flank. Yep, there we go. You can see the bow warrior monks obviously have a longer range than any of the other bow units. However, they do come in a much smaller group, only 75 troops opposed to the 120 of bow Ashigaru and 90 of samurai.
Treacherously meant to ambush
So we've got an archer duel going on over here. I'm assuming Thorin is probably going to win this archer engagement. We can see Narcos' bow Ashigaru probably not going to hold for a lot longer against all these casualties. Over here again, we see Flim is flanking Robbie's small force with his Yari cavalry. 4 units of Yari cavalry over here, about to engage. This small force of Robbie's is definitely not going to last against this charge. The light cavalry initiating a charge. Those bow samurai getting some shots off at the Yari cavalry, but 2 units of Yari cav onto 1 light cavalry unit. That light cavalry unit is getting slaughtered incredibly quickly, and looks like it's already shattering. Yeah, wavering. The lone swords again. Charges from 2 Yari cavalry units. It's broken. The light cavalry, they're going to break as well soon. can see Robbie moving his other light cavalry units up to try and protect his bow samurai. But, yeah, it remains to be seen how effective those light cavalry are going to be. Probably not too effective, I would imagine. We can see Lukav here has moved his bow samurai up into position, and his troops moving over.
Hidden units, my lord! Treacherously meant to ambush us!
I did get told by Von that Lukav dropped, actually, just shortly into this battle. So we may be seeing that soon, if not already, actually. Which was quite unfortunate for the Yellow Alliance, having their player taken over by the AI. We can see here Robbie has retreated his other light cavalry units, or one of them by the looks of it, knowing that they've just been completely utterly destroyed there. They're both breaking. Flimmeister's Yari cavalry completely decimating them. That was kind of expected, to be honest. Von here is going to have to turn and face Flimmeister if they don't want their entire force being flanked. You can see Von has some Yari cavalry over here, along with his bodyguard. Good to see that Von hasn't FedExed his bodyguard to the enemy, like he accidentally did in one of our previous matches. That's a bit of an inside joke there. But yes, you can see Von now turning his army to face Flimmeister, and Flim wisely halting his Yari cavalry's charge. And he's probably going to have to wait for the rest of his army to arrive. They're going to be pretty tired by the time they get there, I assume, because they have been running from the opposite side of the map. We can see over here that Ruz has engaged some of Narcos' and Lukav's troops with his Yari samurai. Those Yari samurai getting completely slaughtered by the Katana samurai, by Narcos there. Both Starcy's and Thorin's troops are raining death upon the enemy with those archers there. We can see Starcy bringing this unit of bow cavalry up to fire at those Katana samurai of Narcos's, which are going to take some bad damage from those archers if they're not careful. Especially if they keep running towards the enemy force there. We can see Lukav here. I'm assuming his army is definitely being taken over by the AI now. His troops running rather aimlessly along the front of the battle here by Thorin's flank, and not particularly doing a whole lot there. Although, with Thorin here engaging Narcos with his Katana Samurai, that could be an opportunity for Lukav or the AI, if that's what it is now, to take out Thorin's archers there. You can see a few small battles here. Thorin's Katana Samurai trying to get into those Bow Samurai, but Narcos' Katana Samurai and Lone Swords moving in on the flank. You can see Narcos moving up his bodyguard here to support his main body of troops. Trading blows. Still lots of archery fire raining down. A big charge through here from Thorin's Yari cavalry. Straight into those Katana Samurai and Lukav's Bow Samurai. That could do quite some damage there, though Lukav does have some Yari Samurai moving up on the flank here. And if Thorin's Yari cavalry get caught by them, that is not going to be good for them. We can still see, though, that the majority of Starcy and Ruz's troops have held back and aren't engaging. You can see here Rscarrab has brought his remaining light cavalry up, his bodyguard, and is moving his troops here to help Von in the battle against Flimmeister. You can see Von here
Hidden units, my
trying to
lord!
charge Flim's bodyguard with
Treacherously
these
meant to
Naginata
ambush us!
warrior monks, which Flim is retreating his avatar very wisely. You can see here Von's bodyguard here, equipped with bows by the looks of it, taking a few pot shots. Thorin, why do I keep saying Thorin? Von here moving his katana samurai to flank Flim's force. Flim, by the looks of it, a lot of spear units. He's not probably going to hold up very well against these katana samurai, and we can see here Von has a katana hero. That katana hero is going to cut through those spearmen like a hot knife through butter. So we can see here though that Von, his Yari cavalry, being taken out by Flim's Yari cavalry. Some of Von's and some of Flim's Yari cavalry
Our
starting to
general
rout.
is in grave
Flim
danger,
trying to
my
take out
lord!
these matchlock monks and maybe get a shot at Von's general. Von, noticing that obviously, moving his general out of harm's way. We can see over here, looks like Starcy is engaging. His troops here taking on Narcos' light cavalry. Those Yari samurai absolutely slaughtering them. You can see Starcy has brought his bow cav in here, trying to mop up some of these routing Yari Ashigaru and routing troops, trying to finish them off. Ruz here, charging in with the rest of his troops, trying to finish what Thorin started, get rid of Narcos' remaining soldiers. We can see Lukav here, mostly wiped out. Still has quite a few units standing, but they all look in pretty bad shape. Lukav's bodyguard coming around to flank Flimmeister's army, by the looks of it. Flimmeister here managing to hold off surprisingly well against Von's forces, though we can see over here a unit starting to waver. Those Yari Ashigaru are not holding up very well against the katana samurai. You can see Starcy over here seems to have remembered or forgotten about his Yari cavalry for that fact. Holding them back in the forest there.
Hidden units, my lord!
Still no real need for them over here. The battle over here with Narcos and Lukav is pretty much done. Narcos is remaining units in pretty bad shape. A decent unit of katana samurai or two, but with all those troops pouring in, that's not going to last. You see over here, Lukav's bodyguard engaging those Boashigaru, but Flim's avatar rushing in to take him on. Not really much option left for Lukav, other than to charge his general in, though definitely by now that will be the AI. It was about 10 minutes in, they said that he dropped, so yeah, he's definitely dropped by now. You can see here, Flim's troops starting to rout, starting to waver. The rest of his troops aren't going to be very happy by that. We have Robbie moving up his force on Von's flank. I'd say Flim's troops are going to start to disappear fairly soon. Seen Von's Yari cavalry and Flim's Yari cavalry mostly routing, mostly destroyed.
Our men are running from the battlefield!
Doesn't look like there's any of it left.
Shameful display!
It's over here, what's this? Von's bodyguard, taking a few casualties. But luckily for Von, his general still alive this time. We can see Ruz here trying to rush some troops to Flim's aid, trying to hit Robbie in the flank there. Narcos, we can see using the rally ability and his stand and fight ability of his avatar is doing quite well here actually. He's routing some of Ruz's troops, who of course are mostly peasants, while Narcos has quite a few katana samurai left. See Ruz turning the rest of his troops here to face them, and a chain rout going on over here. Quite an upset. We can see Narcos' troops charging his lines, and Ruz's troops are starting to break, starting to rout, along with the remains of Lukav's forces are also helping out. So Narcos doing quite well over this side. We still have quite a large and decent force over here from Starcy though. We can see mainly katana samurai, yari samurai. So I imagine that they will eventually win out here. Though I'm going to put my foot in my mouth if they lose over there, aren't I? Oh well. It's spontaneous commentary. There we go. I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys are the ones watching this. You probably know much more than I do. We can see here Flim's troops routing, as I said. Yay. Under Flim and Von's remaining troops, and Robbie and Von, sorry. Gosh, I can't get anyone's name right this time, can I? So yeah, Flim, his avatar there, about to rout. So Von and Robbie are still looking in pretty good shape. Robbie especially, although Starcy has remembered his Yari cavalry and has brought down a devastating charge on these bowmen of Robbie's, who are wavering, routing, breaking, pretty much running for their miserable lives. So that's going to be quite a blow here for the Yellow Alliance. See over here, Narcos still managing to hold out. However, he's vastly outnumbered over here. Thorin, too, mostly destroyed. We have his Yari cavalry, his bodyguard, a unit of spear units over here, Naginata samurai. But Thorin and Narcos bore the brunt of that first engagement.
Has fallen.
You can see there that someone's general has fallen. Probably either Flim's, as it was trying to run, or who else? Don't know. Possibly Thorin's. He was being engaged over here slightly. Don't know. Someone's dead though, which is not good. No, it looks like Thorin's still alive. Yep. Oh well. Narcos here. His troops finally breaking, finally giving up. You can see he just has this small unit of katana samurai left, being completely surrounded and overwhelmed. Ruz and Starcy's troops here both under the effect of rally. So even though Ruz's troops and Starcy's troops are up against katana samurai, those katana samurai are gonna break soon. Even katana samurai can only hold so long. You'll see over here Narcos, after his stand and fight ability, his horses have deserted his general, and he is now moving back, probably trying to get back and add his general's influence to Robbie and Von over here, who have mopped up Flim's troops, and are turning to face Starcy and Ruz. Starcy here mopping up Robbie's bowmen with his Yari cavalry. He's going to want to pull them back soon though, before they get too far ahead of his army and get caught by Von.
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord.
Lukav over here, a unit of Kisho ninja, chasing down some... No, not even... They're Narcoses. I don't know what they're doing over there. Who knows? We can see over here though, he has a unit of no Duchy, charging Ruz's bow Ashigaru. He also has some Yari samurai left, some katana samurai, taking on Ruz's bowmen. So it's looking fairly even at the moment. Narcos and Lukav have been pretty much destroyed, however. But on the other hand, we have Von and Robbie with still quite a few troops over here. So it could really go any way at the moment. If anything, I would say that maybe Von and Robbie have the upper hand slightly. Starcy here still has a lot of troops still in perfect condition. But Ruz, on the other hand, his peasants being decimated by the remains of Narcos and Lukav's armies. So it's almost 2 against 1 here, though Von and Robbie have lost quite a large number of troops. You can see Thorin here has been mostly wiped out. He has a few cavalry units left, and his bodyguard. You can see Von and Robbie here, moving into position, facing where the enemy is obviously going to come from now. Starcy, obviously as well, is kind of maneuvering into position. Ruz probably trying to mop up what's left of Lukav's forces here. Lukav's Katana Samurai is starting to waver now. They've been engaged by Ruz's Lone Swords. Or they're about to be engaged by Ruz's Lone Swords. Let's watch this. Let's get a close-up. Nice little charge here from these Katana Samurai. There we go. Banzai! And there we go. Those Lone Swords are not going to be happy about that. Although, those Katana Samurai are in pretty bad shape there. So, let's see. Who's going to win? What's he got? That guy got owned. These guys having a bit of a duel. He's dead. Yeah, those Lone Swords wavering. Yep. Lukav's Katana Samurai breaking, however. Too many casualties. And probably also seeing Thorin's Yari Cavalry charging them down here. So Lukav, all he has left now is that unit of Kisho Ninja, who the AI has kind of sitting out in the middle of nowhere, trying to be sneaky. Not that there's much for them to do at the moment.
Hidden units, my lord! Treacherously meant to ambush
You can
us!
see mostly what's left of Robbie's army. Still quite a few units of bowmen here. You can see 2 bow Ashigaru, 2 bow samurai, some units of lone swords, unit of pretty decimated light cavalry, some more bow Ashigaru, Von here with his general, some matchlock warrior monks, some katana samurai, and his katana hero here still in very good shape, as well as these damaged units of Naginata samurai and Naginata warrior monks. Thorin over here, one of his Yari cavalry units just finally giving up. They were obeying orders for a while, but they've decided it's time to go. Honor be damned. Ruz, now that Narcos and Lukav finally mopped up, moving over to help Starcy out. Though it seems walking over the bodies of all their hundreds and hundreds of fallen comrades, not doing much for the morale of those lone sword peasants and the bowmen. They're wavering already, and they're not even really near the enemy. Depending on how long it takes to engage, their morale will settle down a little bit. Though it looks like Ruz has lost his general. Starcy's general still alive, perfect health over there. Thorin's general, I believe, is still alive. Take it, yeah, there he is, still alive. For some reason, showing my avatars,
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord!
For some reason. But these Kisho ninja here getting taken on by the remains of Thorin's troops. Those ninja are probably not going to hold out too well against cavalry. Here comes the general, joining the fray, having a bit of fun. That's my general there. Just a little bit of advertisement there. Yeah, we can see Thorin's Yari cavalry getting a bit worried there, breaking, shattering. But those Kisho ninja also shattering as well. And Thorin's bodyguard is, yeah, gonna finish them off. We can see Lukav's Katana Samurai here have rallied, though they're still not feeling too crash hot. So Thorin will probably just throw his bodyguard at them and hope they rout. We can see Ruz and Starcy over here have joined up, getting ready to face off against Robbie and Von. Lot of dead troops, as we can see. A lot of purple from Ruz's massive peasants. You can see quite a few dead here from Narcos and Thorin, just littering the fields. This is where the main battle takes place, obviously. A lot of dead here. Those Katana Samurai, it looks like they're making Thorin's bodyguard waver and shattering. So there goes Thorin's bodyguard, finally giving up and deciding to run. So we can see here having a bit of a face-off, each side trying to let their troops get their breath back, kind of reinforce, recoup. It looks like Von and Robbie here have quite the numerical advantage over the Red Alliance, or what's left of the Red Alliance. Starcy, though, as I said before, with some still some troops in perfect shape. So if their morale can hold out against the numerical superiority, those superior troops could very well start to break the remains of Robbie and Thorin's men. Though Robbie and Thorin too, Robbie and Von, gosh, I can't believe I got their names wrong again. Please forgive me for that, I have just been at work. Von and Robbie, we can see, still with quite a few troops themselves. See Starcy here with some bowcav trying to flank, getting hit by those matchlock warrior monks. Not too happy about that, obviously. But still steady. Their morale's still pretty good. Starcy just obviously taking a few pot shots, trying to draw off some of the remains of their troops, distract them a bit. And yeah, trying to think of things to talk about while we sit here and wait. You like stuff? Yeah, stuff is cool. See here, Lukav's remaining Katana Samurai, 31 troops, marching towards the enemy bravely. Not that there's much they can really do, to be honest. They'll probably rout as soon as they even see the enemy. But still, see what they can do. You can see Starcy here deciding to get rid of them, charging his Yari cavalry. They'll probably break from that first charge, I would imagine. Not going to hold up too long. With their entire army gone, allies wiped out, general dead. There they go, wavering, smashed, wavering. Yep, breaking, shattered. There we go. A valiant last stand, but ultimately futile. As they get cut down, stabbed in the neck. That's a bit unfortunate. That guy thinking he's going to fight a little bit longer. Obviously bleeding out. Not too happy about that. Dying. Nice little close-up for you guys there. This guy just running off into the forest. So that's the end of Lukav. I might fast forward this a bit. This is taking quite a while. Here, both sides, you know, trying to last, trying to recoup their energy. So not much going on here at the moment. We've seen Flimmeister get taken out by Thorns. Not by Thorns. They were on the same team. Gosh. Flimmeister there, taken out by Robbie. Robbie and Von's troops, combined troops on this side. Still doing a fair amount of damage, but the katana troops of Von's army there doing quite well against Flimmeister's spear units. We've seen Narcos and Lukav here get beaten by RuzSkullen and by Thorin and by Starcy there, though Thorin's troops also completely wiped out, and RuzSkullen's troops also almost completely wiped out. We can see he has a few lone swords here, a few Yari samurai, but overall virtually nothing left. You can see finally these two armies starting to move towards each other, maneuvering for a bit of advantage. Starcy, it looks like, trying to keep in the cover of this forest to avoid any archer fire from Robbie's still quite a big mass of bowmen there. And Starcy deciding he wants to take this hill here, probably quite a good idea. Taking this hill and then giving a nice charge down at the remains of the Yellow Alliance. You can see Starcy's bowmen there, still harassing the rear of the remaining Yellow Alliance forces. Robbie setting up his bowmen to kind of protect the rear, take some shots if they try and flank them. Ruz and Starcy here, moving up. You can see Starcy having his Yari cavalry try and hide over in the forest. Over here, trying to flank Von and Robbie. See Ruz's beautiful purple troops. Quite a good looking game, Shogun. I've heard complaints of kind of a lack of detail when you zoom out a bit, which I guess is true. But then the amount of distance you can zoom out, you're probably not going to see much anyway, even if it was still detailed. But the detail down close definitely is far better than any Total War game that has ever been released up until this one. CA really has done quite a great job with Shogun's detail, with character models especially. And look at the armor, individual plates and pleats, and it really does look fantastic. Even the aftermath of the battle. You see cavalry lying everywhere. It's definitely not the samey looking copy clone fest that it used to be. Finally, the engagement beginning. Starcy charging his troops straight towards the enemy. His Yari cavalry charging right into those katana samurai and Robbie's bowmen. Same over here, Yari cavalry charging those lone swords. Meanwhile, Starcy brings up his Yari samurai for a charge. We can see over here Robbie, his bowmen going to take out those bow cavalry, hopefully while Starcy isn't looking. Starcy's Yari cav being caught in melee then by the katana samurai and starting to break. Same with the Yari samurai. You can see Von using the rally ability there to keep his troops from running. Those flanking Yari cavalry from Starcy starting to come into play. Going to take the fight to Robbie's bowmen. You can see Starcy's other Yari cavalry unit here taking significant casualties to those lone swords. See Robbie also using the rally ability to keep his troops in line. So we have a big melee here going on now between the two forces. Big push here from Von's katana samurai. And Robbie's troops also holding the line. Von's veteran katana samurai here. So they're going to do quite well against the remains of Ruz's forces. We can see Starcy here also using the rally ability. It looks to me that some of Robbie's bowmen are thinking of routing, obviously not liking the rest of their army being taken out by Starcy's Yari cavalry. Starcy's bow cavalry tying up those lone swords, while Starcy's Yari cav plough through all those bowmen and charge into the rear of Von's remaining troops. That's not going to do much for their morale. The rally ability is incredibly useful, especially if you rank it up in the skill tree for your general. But, I mean, even it can only do so much. You can see Starcy using the Inspire ability on this unit of Katana Samurai by the looks of it, or Lone Swords. Katana Samurai, yeah. Starcy's general, however, being focused on by Von's matchlock warrior monks and getting completely devastated. 23 troops lost. Though, thankfully for Starcy, his general's still alive. Losing a general at this stage would probably put the entire army into a rout. We can see Von here trying to enclose Starcy's troops, trying to break them. Starcy's Yari cavalry here, still wreaking havoc with Robbie's lone swords, trying to get a charge down on these warrior monks. These warrior monks, of course, doing quite a bit of damage, but also quite a lot of morale damage. So definitely not helping Starcy's cause there. You can see Starcy's bow cavalry, though, starting to rout. Robbie's lone swords here, getting attacked, starting to waver.
Hidden
But
units, my lord,
Starcy's cavalry is
treacherously
getting worn
meant to
down
ambush us.
significantly. We can see Starcy, his troops still holding, still taking the fight to Von. Really could go either way at the moment. Starcy obviously outnumbered, but if a general were to be lost, or a flank at the right moment, whoever's troops rout first, basically, are going to be finished off. You can see here, looks like the rally ability and the inspire ability for Von starting to run out, which is not a good thing. Those matchlocks getting engaged by Starcy's bow Ashigaru, and then Starcy trying to rush those bow Ashigaru in, trying to flank them. Robbie's troops starting to waver, but finishing off Starcy's Yari cavalry. It really could go any way here. Some troops starting to rout on both sides. We can see here Von's general running around, desperately trying to keep morale up. Starcy's general, where's he gone? He must be... I didn't see him die. His troops would have routed if he was dead. He must be hiding somewhere. We can see those matchlocks getting rushed down by the bow Ashigaru. Robbie rushing in the remains of his troops. Starcy's troops here starting to rout, or starting to waver. Though there we
Our
go.
general has been
looks like
injured, my lord.
Von's
He
general
lives,
there
but
possibly
must leave
injured.
the battle.
Not good for the troops there. But with Robbie's flanking charge and the probably numerical advantage there, the troops still holding out. Looks like Starcy's men are starting to waver as well. Yep. Second unit starting to waver. Katana Samurai wavering. Those warrior monks still getting fought by the bow Ashigaru. Neither really good for melee combat, to be honest. But looks like Von's warrior monks there
My
starting
lord,
to rout.
a glorious
Starcy's
victory will
troops giving
soon
in,
be
caving
yours.
away. And it looks like a victory for the Yellow Alliance. Nicely pulled off there. Well done to everyone who played. You can see there goes Starcy's bow Ashigaru breaking. All that remains is for Von and Robbie's troops to run them down. And there we have it. The battle is done, and it's a victory for Lukav, Narcos, von Lipwig, and Rscarrab. Though hard fought, definitely hard fought, and well played on both sides. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. And come back to us soon for more NF battle commentaries.